Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel and welcome back to Thornton Farm. My name is Jerry. This is episode number 9, and this is a relatively fresh episode. I'm recording this episode on the 27th of November, and I realized that just a few days ago, you guys saw the long lost episode, episode number 8. I had recorded that episode, I think back in the late September timeframe. I watched that episode as I did the editing and everything of that today. I had not even edited that video. It was still on my hard drive. Things were just so hectic at that time frame that I didn't even get around to editing it and uploading it and everything. I was sick, as you might remember, and I think I even talked about the fact that I was feeling much better when I had actually recorded that episode. But nonetheless, I wasn't feeling very well, and then vacation come on, and then life got busy and everything for me. And I just want to share just a moment here. Mr. Thornton is all about making a little bit of money where he can make money. And so there was a gentleman that came through town and was selling basically or wanting to lease space here on Mr. Thornton's farm for a billboard. And so look at this wonderful billboard. Now I must give credit where credit is due. Essentially, the logo that you see there, that was designed by Eustace Farmer, but our dear friend Farmer Klein was actually the one that took the billboard mod from Giants. It's available on the Mod Hub, and he actually placed the Three Dudes Gaming Network logo that Eustace Farmer had created, placed that onto the billboard. So if you've watched my videos, hopefully you're continuing to watch those, and hopefully you're also showing some love for Farmer Klein, for Doug Zorley Gaming, as well as our dear friend Eustace Farmer as well. You will probably notice that this logo is part of our channel logos, or our the artwork, the stuff that leads into the videos and such as that. And so anyway, that is a really cool thing, and I just wanted to throw that up there just for the simple fact of showing a little bit of love there for the Three Dudes Gaming Network, and also PCSG. The PCSG logo is there as well. So what are we doing? Well, we're going down to our sheep farm because they are kind of hungry. And well, we've got some hay here on this spreader. Hopefully this will empty into the sheep feeding trough just fine, and then we'll bring some water down here for them as well. So I'm not real sure how long this episode will actually be. I do want to probably break away from the role play for this episode, just to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about what all has been going on, and share some things of relevant information with you all. And so I'm guessing that you guys may have hopefully watched my channel update video that I released earlier today. Earlier today being Monday, the 27th, and so. Let me see, I think I need to probably come around on this side here. And I've actually never used this before. I kind of thought this would be a cool mod to bring it down here with, if we can actually get it to work. And let's see, there we go. So that's working out just fine. So this, I believe this is on the Giants Mod Hub. It's on my mod spreadsheet, and I'll plug that just a moment. That's at grizzlybearsims.com. Again, grizzlybearsims.com is where you'll find my mod spreadsheet, and it's got all of my mods and everything that I'm using. And so our sheep are so well behaved, we're not going to worry about closing the gate right now. We'll just head on back to the main farm. So anyway, what's been going on? So my update video that I recorded on Sunday, I actually did that on Sunday morning. I talked about the fact that my wife and I had driven almost 14 hours from just north of Austin, Texas, back to Denver, Colorado, to our home here. And then I was in American Truck Sim driving through New Mexico during that update video. And so anyway, got that done, got that uploaded. You guys watched that on Monday. And so I know I had talked a little bit in that video about the fact that Farm Sim 17 wasn't playing very nicely, and I should have maybe further explained that it really was the maps after the update, the Giants update that came out a few weeks ago. And I think that Thornton Farm is doing okay. I think it's going to be all right. I think it might even just get a little bit better as more of the map caches in. And just excuse me for a moment here while I move the camera, and we'll back up and go ahead and drop this guy off here. Let's see if we can lower him down, and then we'll just disconnect. So anyway, Thornton Farm is doing quite well. Snetterton Farm still has some issues, but my good friend Doug Zorley of Doug Zorley Gaming, and you'll find a link to his channel down below, and do check out his channel. Great YouTube guy from down under, from the land down under. He is also known as the Lord of the Grass, and I watched a very cool mod review that he did recently of the updated version of the Corona Big M for 2017. So if you're interested in that big mower, definitely check out his mod review video. He does wonderful mod reviews. And we'll just go ahead, sorry about that. I still have a little bit of an issue with my Logitech controllers. Sometimes when I put things into reverse, it's almost as if I've got the accelerator pedal floored, and that was not the case. But anyway, I think this will be enough water for our sheep, and then we'll take it up and we'll fill it up and bring it back and park it. Looks like maybe Thomas or Smithy didn't bother filling it up the last time they used it. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling and jumping around here, I think. Let me pause for just a moment and get rid of that finished work thing icon down there. Hang on just one second. All right, right back with you. So anyway, yeah, so I got the update video done, and I've been driving around Thornton Farm, and like I said, I think that it will progressively get better as we explore more of the map. And I've kind of driven around the perimeter edges a little bit, and it'll recache everything in, and I think it will be just fine. Snetterton Farm, as I was saying, has some issues. I can't get the gates open. Doug Zorley did provide me some helpful information on how to fix that problem, and I will take a look at that as time permits. But let me be honest with you folks, and you know, I've always tried to be open and honest with you all. I know that I have started a lot of maps that I've never completed, and for that, I'm kind of sorry. I do apologize. I know you guys kind of get involved and get to watching my Let's Plays and my role playing, and sometimes I just kind of get bored with a map, or something new comes out, or whatever the case might be. And so the situation is kind of this, you know, the Snetterton Farm map, that was my 24 game day season challenge. And let me just be open and honest with you all. I think that if you are playing Farm Sim 17, if you're playing with the Seasons mod, and I certainly hope that you are, because as I have said countless times, and as others that are sort of that evangelize the benefits of the Seasons mod and everything, they will all say the same thing, that it changes the game to such a level that it's worth it. It's worth having it. It's worth putting it in, because you get seasons, and that's something that, you know, every real life farmer obviously has to deal with, and such. Well, anyway, 24 game day seasons, that's just a really long time. And I'm going to be honest again and say that, you know, my time is somewhat limited, and a lot of, to keep things from becoming so monotonous and everything, and almost repetitive, because we would need to do so many of the different tasks and everything so frequently, just to kind of keep things going on and keep the greenhouses going and keeping some of this other stuff going, that I'm going to give it a hard look, but I may drop that map and that series. And if I do that, am I thinking about picking up a second map? I would have to be honest with you and say that I possibly am. I'm sort of intrigued with the Giants Platinum Expansion DLC pack. You know, just like when we were all playing Farm Sim 15 um, a year and a half or 2 years ago or whatever, at the time when the Farm Sim 15, I think it was the Gold expansion pack was what that was called. You know, we were all looking forward to what that map would bring to us, the Sosnovka map and everything. And I've got to say that I'm kind of interested. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of that South American map, but I've kind of been thinking about a storyline and thinking about how I might do things, and it would be interesting because we've got the new cattle, obviously we've got sugarcane, so I'm gonna, give it some thought. I'm not gonna make a decision one way or the other right now. I'm gonna think about this, and I'll probably go ahead and apply the fix that Doug Zorley provided to me. It's pretty simple. If I can do it, anybody can do it, and I'll do it. I'll see what happens. I'll things see how things go with the performance of the map. I will say this much, that the performance of Snetterton Farm, outside of the issues with the gates opening and closing, performance is a little more laggy than what I think that what we have seen, or what I have seen with Thornton Farm. So I don't know if that stuff will sort itself out over time. I'm sure it actually probably would if I were to give it the honest try and everything. But I'm going to be honest with you and just say that the 24 game day seasons thing, that's just a really, really long time. And I will take my hat off to Farmer Klein and Doug Zorley and any of the others. I think Reefy 1952 might actually be doing the challenge as well. I've been so busy that I haven't been able to stay in the loop and stay current with some of their maps and some of their Let's Plays and stuff like that. But nonetheless, 24 game day seasons, it's a long time, and I know I've said that a couple of times, and my apologies for repeating myself, but it just really is a long time, and my time is somewhat limited, and especially nowadays. And I would just think that maybe to keep my sanity and also maybe keep your sanity as well, that maybe if we just kind of drop that, and whatever map that I choose to play, most likely will do it in a more quicker fashion. I think 9 game days per season works out quite well. It's a little, obviously 3 is too quick. I think we experienced 3 on Lawfolds, I think it was. And then 6 is also maybe a little quick as well. I think 9 just really works out quite well, I think, for me at least, for kind of some of the stuff that I have going on. So I'm going to go ahead and just park right here and shut this tractor off, and I'll be right back with you. All right, I was checking the logbook there to see when the last time one of the boys hauled milk off to the dairy, and it had been a little while, so I think we're going to go ahead and do that and possibly wrap this episode up, because let me see if I can get this gate to shut. Well, maybe if I walk over here. There we go. I'm a little rusty, folks. I will admit I have not had the opportunity to play Farm Sim 17. They're sort of at a standing still there. I haven't really had an opportunity to play Farm Sim 17, and I'm a little rusty with things. It's you will kind of forget possibly some things if you don't play the map or play the game fairly frequently, and so I think I have sort of fallen victim of that possibly, and my apologies. I will, all the cobwebs and everything, will dust everything off and get back to doing things the way that we've sort of been accustomed to doing things. I will just kind of, while we're filling up the milk tank there, I will just go ahead and tell you all or show you all, we are pretty much on par with getting all of our fertilization done probably in the next game day. I think when we do come back together again, I think we will possibly be in a new game day, just to kind of keep things moving along and everything so that we can get to the harvest and everything a little bit quicker and get things moving, especially if I start a new map and a new role play or new let's play and everything. That might be in our benefit because we'll probably start in spring with the planting and all that kind of stuff, and so we'll just kind of have to see how all that goes. So let's go ahead and get our milk tank here fired up and go ahead and get this sent off down to the dairy, or to the milk buyer, I should say. And got a couple of cows here that blocking our way, but not a problem, not a problem. Let's see, I can't remember which way this gate opens. That should be all right. Go ahead and pull through the gate here, and we'll go ahead and shut this gate, because while our sheep are pretty good, well mannered, a couple of these cows will often take the opportunity to get out of there if you're not careful, and so wouldn't want to have Smithy or Thomas spend their afternoon chasing a cow around. So back in the September time frame, I was actually, let me just kind of park right here for a second. We'll shut this off and I'll walk over here and tell you what we're talking about here. So you might remember back probably in episode 7, I don't recall me talking about it during episode 8, but I think in episode 7 we had talked about the fact that Billy Bob was coming over from the U.S. To spend some time with his cousin Thomas. And so what we did, you might remember that we had the pressure washer here setting next to these kind of apartments. I stayed here for a little while before I was made foreman of the farm. And so when I moved out, pretty much no one else was living here at the time, and so we put the pressure washer here. Well, with Billy Bob coming over from the U.S., we decided that we would clean things up and set him up here, because things are a little bit tight over at Thomas's place. And so we don't want to crowd things over there. So we'll just kind of jog over here, and I'll just show you where we move the pressure washer. So we've got the pressure washer sitting over here. It's a nice outfit. It's connected to the water and everything, so it's all good to go. So we've done that. So I think Billy Bob will probably be here in the next day or so. At least that's what I understand. So hopefully that will be something that we'll want to get him working pretty quick and see how all that works out. And of course, we're looking forward to him sort of explaining how they do things over in the U.S. and how he's working out there on the farm that he's working on. And just to step out of character here, regardless of what we do, as far as Thornton Farm goes, that Billy Bob and Jack, those are characters that I've been using within my Let's Plays for some time, and so we'll continue, even regardless if we move operations down to South America. We'll eventually have Billy Bob come down and join us down there. Those are just, and I think I've explained who Billy Bob is in real life to me, and why that's kind of a special character, and it's very special to my heart. So anyway, so I just got back from Thanksgiving, spending Thanksgiving down with my parents down near Austin, Texas, and my wife and I drive down there. It's not that we're opposed to flying. I actually love flying, but we usually bring things back or take things down or whatever, and so we just basically wanted to do the drive and everything, and so we usually take a day or two to drive. And I think I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, aren't I? Shame on me. Come on, Jerry, get with the program. You're in the UK. So anyway, we drove down to Texas, and we drove through West Texas, the Panhandle, and everything. And I think I've talked about this before about the fact that cotton is pretty big. It's a pretty big operation down there. And driving through the cotton field, or driving down the highway and seeing the cotton fields. Even we were driving through this part of Texas on anyway, driving through, and we were driving on Sunday evening, and I don't know what day that was, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and so they were actually harvesting cotton at nighttime. It was dark. I mean, it was pitch black, and just so cool. I really wish the Giants would officially support cotton and support it in the correct way of doing that. And I've often talked about the fact that, in Farm Sim 15, I think we had cotton on one of Stevie's maps. I had cotton and had sorghum and a few other things. It might have been his Westbridge Hills remake that he did, or maybe it was Black Rock Valley. Anyway, I digress. But had cotton on it, but it was harvested through a traditional, combine, and it would be emptied out of the combine into a tipper, and then basically transported that way. And of course, if you are familiar with the way that cotton is harvested, it is sort of baled. Very much like these either giant square bales, or also I have noticed that there was a great deal of round baling, and they're pretty good size. I mean, they're much larger than a hay bale or a straw bale. And let's see, I think we want this road here. I think this goes back around to the main farm area. And but they're rather large bells, and they're wrapped typically, or wrap the outer edge of the hay, or the cotton bell is wrapped. And so I really wish that Giants would do cotton and do it the right way and everything. I think that's really cool. I was watching Eustace Farmer's video, his his series. He started a series and has released 2 videos on the new map that comes with the Platinum expansion DLC. And I agree with what he said, that I wish the Giants might not focus so much on releasing maps as part of the expansion DLC, but release enhancements, and enhancements like, for example, the new cattle types, sugar cane, but also get other things, maybe coffee, or cotton would make me really happy. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe maybe one of these days they will certainly take advantage of that, and we'll see more things like that. All right, well, folks, we are coming up on about 25 minutes, and I am a bit rusty, as I had pointed out earlier, and I think I'm going to consider this to be somewhat of a success, that I managed to get an updated current episode of Farm Sim 17 here on Thornton Farm, recorded for you all. And get that edited, uploaded, and all that kind of stuff. And again, as I pointed out in my sort of channel update video, I'm not sure what sort of release schedule I'm going to try to maintain. I think I'm going to kind of keep to a conservative approach right now, and just say that maybe 2 episodes a week, at least for the next couple of weeks, and just kind of see how it goes. I don't want to, I'd rather under promise and over deliver than over promise and under deliver. And I trust me, folks, I have under delivered for you all, but I know that so many of you understand, and it has been so heartwarming to get emails from you all, to get comments posted on my Discord, or comments to videos asking me if I'm okay. That kind of stuff is the reason why I do this. I don't do it for any other reason. I do it because I enjoy the game, and I enjoy interacting with you all that enjoy watching. So again, I'm going to underpromise and try to over-deliver, and see how that methodology works for me. I may in time try to spend a little bit more time doing some of the other simulation-based games that I enjoy, like some truck sim and maybe some flight sim if I can kind of make it all work out with my schedule and stuff. But at least for right now, I'm going to kind of focus on farm sim. I'm going to focus on Thornton Farm. I'm going to try to fix Snettertons. I'm going to think about if that's really something that I want to continue. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process, or whether we do a new endeavor, maybe something in South America. Maybe it's, after Billy Bob finishes his trip here, maybe, he decides to join up with the gang down in South America for a new operation or something like that. It sounds fun. Anyway, as I've always said, thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys watching my episodes. And please tell your friends about the channel. I know that, me taking about a 8-week or so hiatus has kind of probably slowed our followers and all that kind of stuff down. It's really not about that stuff, but if people are entertained by my videos, then I would certainly encourage them to want to subscribe and like and everything. But also don't forget, check out my other friends that produce awesome farm sim content, as well as other simulation-based gaming. Eustace Farmer, Farmer Klein, Duxorley Gaming, Reefy 1952. I've got the whole list down below. Doughboy 2913, etc. Go out and check those guys out. Show them some love. Watch their videos. Subscribe to their channels. Like their videos. And you won't be, you're not going to be lying or anything if you like their videos, because they put out excellent content. And so watch their stuff, enjoy their stuff, and definitely come back here to the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm going to go ahead and wind this up because I start rambling, and next thing I know, it's another 5 minutes or so have gone by. I will say from Thornton Farm, thank you for watching. Take good care of yourselves and also of each other, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.